basically hit us, hit everywhere at once. You know, the Army went straight north from Hagaroo and got chopped up. At the same time, Fox Company, which is out in the pass, got hit hard, and our troops around Udam got hit hard, all everywhere. Apparently, it was in terms of time, as I recall, it was a pretty well coordinated effort on the part of the Chinese, and that was not long after we got to Hagaroo. I've forgotten the precise time. And we were doing some very deep patrolling back. See, I got into the edge of the valley complex at Hagaroo and took up the protection of that entrance in as my mission, and the rest of them passed through and spread out on all sides of the valley and turned to head west. So it was my mission to keep long patrol going back down the ridges on both sides of the road back towards where we'd come from. And by this time, deep snow and freezing cold. Got some units in trouble. I was out rescuing units a number of nights till 1 o'clock in the morning, get them down out of those hills and get their wounded in hand and get them back into their positions in the perimeter. We were well clothed by this time. It was bitter cold on that session I took around the hills to rescue Fox Company. The artillery in the valley was reporting 24 below zero, and we were up in the mountains, in the hills, in the wind, and it was just such a numbing cold that there were occasions when there were some old pits up there where the Chinese had been, dug holes around, and we had to be sure we were going in the right direction. I had to get down and recheck my map and the orientation and the compass and all this business. And I remember calling twice. I'd crawl down, poncho over me, my flashlight, and get my map oriented and check out the directions and so forth. Turn the light out. I mean, I'd have my hand fixed for a marker. Turn the light out and lift off the poncho and get up to look as to to check the direction. And I couldn't remember what had happened down on that poncho. I get up and I'd just stand there in a daze and have 2 or 3 people standing around there, and they'd have a few words to say, and by that time I had forgotten what it was I was trying to do. And I'd move this hand without thinking, and then I'd have to go down and do the whole thing over again. And you'd have to have everybody to repeat back to you 2 or 3 times what it was that was supposed to happen, or what they were going to do, or what they were supposed to say. But it was just absolutely numbing cold. It was hard to believe. And, this is when the column got turning. We were crossing these ridges as they went down to the valley, and it was a natural inclination for the troopers to keep moving closer to that valley, which was under heavy fire from our own artillery. And so, of course, my radio wouldn't work. Everything was on the fritz, and so I got this radio man and my runner, and we were just going to go along and get these troops in the column to pass the word up to halt the column. And we were well back, using pretty much a single channel because of ice and snow and everything was just so difficult to go anyway. So once you got a trail beat, you used it. And there was no evidence of any major enemy forces out in there where we'd been. They'd been carefully looked over, and to make time, we were just following in trace, one trail, this whole battalion, plus a company. Well, I'd get these Marines and try to explain to them that they should pass the word up to halt the column. Well, then I would stand there and listen and see what was going to happen. They'd never get past more than about 2 or 3 guys, and the guy ahead would say, "Oh, shut up that noise," or something like that, and that's the end of it. So I had to beat my way all the way to the head of that column. Got there, I could hardly breathe, and got them stopped and got them off the way they were supposed to go. And then we finally got to the top of the summit of a very difficult and tortuous ridge where you had to climb up on your hands and knees, holding on to roots and so forth, keep from sliding back down that icy trail we had made. Finally got up on the top, and from there, the moon came out bright, and the snow and everything, we could see that we were about 1,500 yards from Fox Company, and it was 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So we decided to stay there till daylight before we got involved with. Fox Company might shoot us if we didn't have adequate communications. That's when the troops, when I got them on top of that hill, they just fall out like flies. You just couldn't. They couldn't stay on their feet, and I became alarmed about that, to the degree that I got the companies each to organize 3-man teams of NCOs to get the troops into position and go around and keep somebody on alert for the few hours we had before daylight. And then I decided to take a short nap, and as I was crawling into a little place there alongside of a couple of rocks and pull this hood of my sleeping bag up over my head, I took a machine gun bullet right through here. It went through the cloth and skinned my head, and then the next day I got a close shell of some kind, which I was kind of off balance anyway on a little icy place that I fell down a little incline from that, knocked down. And that was really the only times I had those kind of close shaves, except the time when our own artilleryman put 2 bullets through my coat. They went in the coat here and out here, 2 clean holes just through the coat. Went in one place and out another in my coat, and missed my flesh there by a hair. Otherwise, I got off scot-free.